Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts. A woman is like a tea bag. You can't tell how strong she is until you put her in hot water. Freedom makes a huge requirement of every human being. With freedom comes responsibility. For the person who is unwilling to grow up, the person who does not want to carry his own weight, this is a frightening prospect. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. If life were predictable, it would cease to be life, and be without flavor. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I lived through this horror. I can take the next thing that comes along. You must do the things you think you cannot do. Do what you feel in your heart to be right. For you'll be criticized anyway. You'll be damned if you do, and damned if you don't. Never allow a person to tell you no, who doesn't have the power to say yes. It is not fair to ask of others what you are not willing to do yourself. In the long run, we shape our lives, and we shape ourselves. The process never ends until we die. And the choices we make are ultimately our own responsibility. I once had a rose named after me, and I was very flattered. But I was not pleased to read the description in the catalog. No good in a bed, but fine up against a wall. People grow through experience if they meet life honestly and courageously. This is how character is built. It takes as much energy to wish as it does to plan. I think, at a child's birth, if a mother could ask a fairy godmother to endow it with the most useful gift, that gift should be curiosity. It isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work at it. We are afraid to care too much, for fear that the other person does not care at all. Understanding is a two-way street. You have to accept whatever comes, and the only important thing is that you meet it with courage and with the best that you have to give. Life must be lived, and curiosity kept alive. One must never, for whatever reason, turn back on life. Since you get more joy out of giving joy to others, you should put a good deal of thought into the happiness that you are able to give. The giving of love is an education in itself. One's philosophy is not best expressed in words. It is expressed in the choices one makes. And the choices we make are ultimately our responsibility. Justice cannot be for one side alone, but must be for both. When life is too easy for us, we must beware, or we may not be ready to meet the blows which sooner or later come to everyone, rich or poor. Remember always that you not only have the right to be an individual, you have an obligation to be one. I believe that anyone can conquer fear by doing the things he fears to do, provided he keeps doing them until he gets a record of successful experience behind him. Old age has deformities enough of its own. It should never add to them the deformity of vice. Friendship with oneself is all important, because without it one cannot be friends with anyone else in the world. What one has to do usually can be done. When you cease to make a contribution, you begin to die. The battle for the individual rights of women is one of long-standing, and none of us should countenance anything which undermines it. I have spent many years of my life in opposition, and I rather like the role. In all our contacts, it is probably the sense of being really needed and wanted which gives us the greatest satisfaction and creates the most lasting bond.